Good morning, Kate Mila Falta, and welcome to Milwaukee City Hall. My name is Michael Murphy, a former member of the City of Milwaukee Common Council and past president, and a proud immigrant of Irish parents who came to Milwaukee here in 1960. I'm your Master of Ceremonies this morning, and I would like to thank my former colleagues, specifically Alderman Russell Stamber, who's standing over here, if you want to stand up. Alderman Stamper is chairman of the Sister Cities Committee, and we appreciate his leadership not only in that, but throughout his history here as serving on the City Council, along with Alderman DeAndre Jackson, who's also president. I want to thank him for being here today. And I also want to thank Alderman Perez and the whole Common Council for allowing us to use this beautiful chambers. You know, for many of you, if your first time in these Common Council chambers, this room is probably at in the United States, the largest Common Council room in the country. And at one time, it was even larger. Above you were balconies that were open up to the public. But the aldermen in the 1930s realized when people were throwing things at them, they said, we're going to close those up and make those offices. So, but every meeting of the Common Council in this room is held on the third Tuesday of the month. They're in session really 11 months a year. On August is their out of session. But there's 15 aldermen on the City Council. They elect their president of the Common Council. This gentleman was the president of the Common Council, and then he succeeded that to the mayor's position. So it's a very special room. We've had many dignitaries, including the President of the United States, Bill Clinton, the Chancellor of Germany, in this very room itself. So we're thrilled to have you here. I also would like to recognize really Irish Fest and Celtic in Milwaukee for co-hosting this event and with the City of Milwaukee, and recognize its President Bridget Jakowski, Gerard Campbell, Vice Presidents Nancy Flagg, Colleen Kennedy, and Mary Alice Tierney. In addition, I'd like to thank specifically her staff like Barry Stapleton and Caitlin Branchford, and all the volunteers who make Irish Fest the largest North American festival of Irish culture possible. Her late father, Ed Ward, was the visionary who brought Irish Fest into existence 46 years ago, and we specifically want to thank the Ward family. I would also like to recognize other guests who are here. The newly elected mayor of the city of Wauwatosa, Alice Havlisbelung. If she could just stand. Waukesha, I said, Waukesha, please. Did I say Wauwatosa? Sorry, Dennis, that was a mistake there. Tom Fisher from Platform 94, Sally Ann O'Brien, head of the Tourism Council of City Council, John Nearley, Tourism Council, Galway, the Council General of Ireland, we have Ben Hedron here, and Patrick Manning. I want to thank them for their continuing leadership. In addition, from Galway County, we have Mayor Andrew Reddington, from Mayo, Mayor John Caulfield, from County Clare, Mayor Joe Killian, from Longford, Mayor Jerry Hagan, from Meath, Mayor Sarah Riley, and from Derry, Mary Grace Lee Nealish. And this is the first time I think we've ever had this many mayors in one room, let alone this much gold. So we're thrilled to have you here. Fort Knox is jealous. So. This past January, I had the pleasure of returning to Ireland along with Irish Fest staff and my brother David to strengthen our bonds as sister cities, which I was pleased to sponsor back in 2009. I'd like to thank the former mayor of Galway, Mayor Cubbard, and Keith Finnegan and his lovely wife Joan and the entire City Council for making us all feel at home. Sister Cities' purpose is to build global peace and friendship through cultural, educational, and economic exchanges. Started after World War II, these partnerships let regular people connect across borders to share ideas, boost trade, and learn about each other's communities. And Milwaukee has played that role. In fact, a little-known fact here in this city, Milwaukee played a small role in the Irish Peace Accords. In 1997, Milwaukee hosted David Trimble and Representative De Bruin from Sinn Féin during the Kennan Forum for Peace in this very room. Which brings me to having the good fortune of introducing a man who has lived that motto of peace, and that's Bishop McCulkin, who was appointed bishop-elect by Pope Francis in June of 2017. His appointment made him the first member of the Jesuits to be appointed a bishop in Ireland. Recently, the bishop was appointed Bishop of Down and Connor by Pope Francis in 2024. In an interview with the Irish Times, the bishop said that having a right to a home is as fundamental as a right to life and education, something that we take very seriously here in the city of Milwaukee. Something we know about her in Milwaukee gives me great pleasure to introduce Bishop Monk.
Aia ar nathair a bhfuil grágat don chinne déine fad I linn maidin. Good and loving God, we ask your gracious blessing and guidance for our host, Mayor Cavalier Johnson, and for the City Council of this great city. We also pray your blessing on all the mayors present here this morning, that they may be good guides in leading their cities and counties, helping all in their communities to realize the dignity and respect owed to every person. We ask this morning for a special blessing for the city of Milwaukee, that it continue to grow in knowledge and respect for what is best in all the cultures that have made Milwaukee their home. Look with kindness on the Irish Festival this weekend. Give strength to all its volunteers, that they may be good emissaries of the beauty found in the music, dance, and art of Ireland. Oh, and God, give us good weather. Bless all who call the island of Ireland their home, and all who call the United States their home. May this great nation continue to prosper as its founders desired, one nation under your holy name, with liberty and justice for all. Amen.
I'd like to also recognize my successor to my seat, Alderwoman Moore, please, in the back, and thank you for being here this morning. Now, I also want to recognize Dana, who is our Deputy City Clerk, who made a lot of this possible. Thank you, Dana. Our next speaker is my good friend and former colleague who's been quite busy this week, is Mayor Chevy Johnson. Elected to the Common Council in 2016 at age 29, and elected Common Council President in 2020 and 22. By virtue of his position, Johnson became the acting mayor following the Mayor Barrett, who became ambassador to Luxembourg. In 2022, he won a special election to finish Mayor Barrett's term, becoming the first elected black mayor of Milwaukee. In 2024, he was elected to a 4-year term. Mayor Johnson has the responsibility of managing a lot of challenges in the city of Milwaukee, but he's a proven leader who brings people together to solve problems. He is a rising star in the Democratic Party, and even his political adversary in Madison has quoted that he charmed me so much I could see him becoming president, which I really, really hope so, because he's promised me to be ambassador to Ireland. So he is a graduate of UW-Madison and is married to his lovely wife, Dominique, and has two twin daughters and a son, and lives in the Washington Heights neighborhood. I'm so pleased to introduce my good friend, Mayor Cavalier Johnson, here this morning. Mayor?
Well, thank you so much, Mike. I appreciate that. And yes, the offer still stands. Ambassador Michael Murphy to Ireland, ladies and gentlemen. It's Alderman Stamper got a kick out of that here. So it's so great to join you all this morning and welcome everybody back to Milwaukee. This is such a special gathering of friends from Galway, and so I want to say welcome to the mayor and welcome to the minister as well, and all of you for traveling so far to be with us yet again here in the city of Milwaukee. I know that Alderman Murphy already recognized some of the individuals, Alderman Stamper, the mayor of Waukesha, the mayors as well of Wauwatosa and West Allis, nearby communities that have joined us here. Alderwoman Moore, Alderman Jackson, I want to thank everybody for being here with us today as we celebrate, again, this very, very important cultural exchange. So Milwaukee is a proud city that embraces its cultural connections, and we're especially proud of the very deep and enduring ties between Galway and Milwaukee. Now, the city of Galway is our longest-serving sister cities relationship. No relationship with no other community anywhere around this globe goes as far back and is as deeply tied in with our city as Galway is, and that's something special. Galway and Milwaukee, they share a lot in common, from our waterfront heritage to the love of arts, as well as the warmth and the resilience of the people that call our respective cities home. Both of our cities know what it means to work hard. Both of our cities know what it means to celebrate life and to take pride in where we come from. And those connections can be traced through generations of Irish immigrants who helped to build this city, contributing each and every single day, each and every single year to our economy, building our neighborhoods and bringing Celtic pride and traditions that continue to make our city, Milwaukee, a stronger, a richer, and more vibrant place. Excuse me. And so to have the presence of the mayor, excuse me, the mayor as well as the minister here and this distinguished delegation is more than just simply an official visit. Really, to me, I believe it's a celebration of the friendship, of cultural exchange, and the possibilities that come when people from across the ocean get the chance to sit together, to meet, and also have the opportunity to celebrate each other's cultures, which is exactly what we'll do this weekend at Irish Fest. We're known in Milwaukee as the city of festivals, and one of our most beloved traditions, one of our most beloved celebrations is of this one, of Irish culture in North America with our Irish Fest, which is one of the largest celebrations of its kind here in the United States. It's where we honor the rich heritage of Ireland and the deep contributions that Irish Americans have made to Milwaukee's story. It's a reminder that our city's greatest strength is the diversity and the cultures that we celebrate each and every single day. Irish Fest is more than just a festival. It's people from all around the world and the country that gather to meet friends, to meet families. It's a place where music, where dance, where, yes, good food, yes, good drinks. I think I'll be serving tonight, as a matter of fact. I'm not very good at it, so the drink may be a little strong, so maybe some folks like that, so that's okay. Where folks are able to come together and celebrate community. So I want to thank our friends, the organizers at Celtic MKE, the organizers, the volunteers, all the performers who make this festival possible each and every single year. So on behalf of the people of Milwaukee, welcome again warmly to our city. We're honored by your visit each and every single year, and during your visit, I hope that you feel the same sense of connection and hospitality that we certainly feel towards Ireland. Thank you all so much. Michael, back to you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mayor. Our next speaker is Minister Sean Kennedy, who was appointed Minister of State at the Department of Transport with responsibility for nation and road transport, logistics, rail, and ports. It's no small job. He has served previously as a mayor of County Galway in the term 2007 to 2008, and he has served in numerous other positions in the Irish government. Quite honestly, the list was so long, we'd be here all morning. He is married and has 3 children, and I'm very pleased to introduce the minister.
Well, after an introduction like that, what can I say? Thank you very much, Michael. Cordial ear to us, Vehan Shaw, Cordial, on an ócáid speisialta seo. Mayor Johnson, Mayor Ogbu, Mayor Devine, Mayor McBride, and distinguished guests. I am delighted to be joining you here this morning as we celebrate the Galway-Milwaukee sister city relationship and mark the beginning of the Milwaukee Irish Fest today. I first visited Milwaukee to attend the Irish Fest in 2005 and as Cathaoirleach of the county in 2007, when I was a great privilege to be back, to be here with you then, but even a stronger privilege to be here with you now with my wife Geraldine, this time representing the Government of Ireland. I'm pleased to see the Mayor of Galway City, Councillor Helen Ogbu, the Mayor of Galway County Council, my good friend from Headford, Councillor Andrew Reddington, and members of both Galway City and County Councillors here this morning. Having previously attended the festival as Mayor of the County Galway, I've seen firsthand these kinds of exchanges can foster deeper ties between our cities, and I am delighted to see that the Galway-Milwaukee partnership has grown to become one of Ireland's most successful twinning relationships. I'm also delighted to see representatives from so many other counties joining us here this weekend, in particular representatives from Clare, Meath, Westmeath, Dublin, Derry, Longford, and our beloved neighbours and friends and our Ireland champions from Mayo. Well done. I also want to acknowledge the presence of Bishop Adam McGuckian here, and I look forward to further engagement with you, Bishop, over the weekend. It is a special year to be representing Ireland in the US as America celebrates 250 years since the signing of the US Declaration of Independence. Over the past 8 months, Ireland has been proud to join the US in marking this major historic anniversary to highlight the remarkable Irish connection, not only to the country's foundation, but also to its political, economic and social development over the past 2.5 centuries. Nowhere is this Irish contribution to the making of America more visible than in the city of Milwaukee, where generations of Irish men and women helped to build both the physical and social infrastructure that makes this city one of the greatest urban centres in America. They've also become leaders in public life, government and business, helping to shape the city and the wider state of Wisconsin. Today, over 30 million Americans claim Irish ancestry. Over 500,000 of them live in Wisconsin, and almost 100,000 live in Milwaukee County alone. Back in Ireland, Milwaukee is famous around the country for hosting one of the largest celebrations of our culture anywhere in the world, that is the Irish Fest. Today, Milwaukee is one of the unique cities in the world that it turns green twice a year, once on 17th of March for St. Patrick's Day, and again this week during the August Festival. But the relationship between Ireland and the US is based on far more than ancestral ties alone. Ireland and the United States have never shared stronger economic ties than we do today. The US continues to be Ireland's largest trading and investment partner, and Ireland now represents the 6th largest source of foreign direct investment into the USA, ranking 3rd among the European Union states. Today's investments by Irish companies is worth $390 billion. This is quite a figure for a small island nation with a population the same size as Wisconsin. Irish firms are not just exporters, but resilient and deeply embedded partners in cities and towns throughout the nation. Today, almost 800 Irish companies employ more than 200,000 people across the 50 states of America. The economic picture is just as striking here in Wisconsin, where a dozen Irish firms support some 6,000 jobs and contribute to many local communities right across the state. Kerry Group, one of the top Irish investors in the US, employs 5,000 people across 70 sites, including 2,000 people at its Innovation and Technical Centre here in Wisconsin. The strength of our two-way partnership is equally reflected in the commitment US companies continue to make by investing in Ireland. Milwaukee's companies such as Fiserv and Johnson Controls are very much part of that story. In Ireland, we are proud to support their continued success. To everyone here who plays a part in the success of our relationship, I want to say, on behalf of the government, thank you very much. The US-Ireland relationship is built on the efforts of people like you, and it is because of your commitment and your ambition that it continues to go from strength to strength. Of course, in many ways, Irish Fest is symbolic of the mutual beneficial US relationship that we are so fortunate to share today. The benefits of this weekend's celebration flow both ways across the Atlantic. Ireland's Irish Fest impact here locally in Milwaukee is enormous, with the festival creating hundreds of jobs and attracting tens of thousands of visitors to Milwaukee's lakefront to experience not only the festival itself, but also everything else that the city here has to offer. The festival also has a tremendous impact back home in Ireland, providing a wonderful platform for the emerging artists and promoting Ireland as a tourist destination for would-be visitors. Earlier this year, the government launched a new international sports diplomacy strategy to leverage major sporting events to boost inbound tourism and deepen global economic and diaspora ties. Ireland's embrace of American sports has become to play an important role in our cultural exchange, and I'm delighted that the University of Wisconsin will participate in the Aer Lingus College Football Classic, Dublin, next August. I suspect that we may have a number of Badger fans here with us today, and we look forward to extending a Céad Míle Fáilte to all of you and all of your team as they take on Pittsburgh and Dublin next summer. All of our connections will be on full display at Irish Fest this weekend, and I look forward to connecting with friends, old and new, and to explore ways that we can deepen our partnership, whilst also celebrating Irish heritage, and also, as we all like to do in Ireland, have a good time as well. I would like to thank the festival organisers, particularly Cochleen Ward, Colette Kennedy and the team at Celtic Imke, along with the thousands of volunteers who will bring Irish Fest to life each year. Lastly, before I finish, I want to acknowledge the work that has been done by Keith Finnegan, who's here today, all through these years, and I'm delighted that he's here and accompanied, as always, by his lovely wife, Joan, and I want to thank them for all they've done for this fest and for this connection and the friendship. So thank you all very much. So I'll just say, Gormaigud, Agav, Accordi, and I look forward to meeting you all at the festival this weekend. Take care. God bless.
Thank you, Minister. And my daughter is a junior at University of Wisconsin-Madison, so I'm hoping to get tickets. So if I need to make a phone call, I'll give you our next speaker is the Honourable Mayor of Galway. We're very pleased to have her here this morning, and that's Mayor Helen Ogbu. The mayor arrived in Ireland just over 20 years ago. She was recently elected this past June to become the 72nd person and the first person of migrant background to hold office in that position. Her mayoral priorities, as she stated, includes community building, youth engagement, and a sense of belonging for all the residents. The mayor is of Nigerian background, and of interest, the city of Milwaukee also has a sister city in Nigeria, which Alderman Stamper has played a huge lead in creating. And I think Alderman Moore has taken on some of the very same issues that you have, and I want to make sure you get a chance to meet her. And she's been a huge leader in youth engagement. In fact, our current candidate for governor worked with her many years ago in her organization that got him to this place. So, Mayor, thank you so much for being here, and please.
Good morning, everyone. Mayor Johnson, Minister Carney, Honorary Host Michael Murphy, West Alice Mayor Dan Devine, Wauwatosa Mayor Dennis McBride, all the other mayors present, and the Sister City Committee as well, colleagues, friends, good morning, everyone. It's a real honor to be here once again in Milwaukee's magnificent City Hall and Council chamber. This is my second visit to Milwaukee City Hall and to Irish Fest. And I have to say that returning makes the experience even more meaningful. And I will say, hopefully, my colleagues in Galway won't mind, but if our new City Hall ends up looking anything like this, we will be doing very well. I want to begin by acknowledging Minister Carney again, the Acting Consul General of Ireland in Chicago, Porrick Manning, Alka Hillock, Andrew Reddington, Deputy Mayor of Galway City, Councillor Josie Ford, mayors from Longford, Clare, Mayo, Derry and Strabane, and councillors and all the delegation from across Ireland, and also the bishop. Thank you so much. Your presence here demonstrates the importance of the relationship between Ireland and the United States, and particularly the strong bonds that exist across the Midwest. Kid Miller Fulcher, 100,000 welcomes to everyone here today. Milwaukee holds a very special place in Ireland's heart because of the extraordinary work of Milwaukee Irish Fest. Having now had the opportunity to experience Irish Fest again, I'm struck not only by its extraordinary skill, but by something even more powerful: the pride, respect, and commitment that exists here for Irish culture and heritage. The dedication of the management team, the organizers, and the many volunteers is truly something to behold. The scale of Irish pride here is remarkable. To see so many people celebrating Irish music, language, dance, sport, culture, and heritage so far from Ireland is deeply moving. It reminds us that Ireland is not only a place. Ireland is a story carried by people. It is carried by those who left our shores, by their children and grandchildren, some of them present here, by those who maintained the traditions, and by those who continue to create new connections between Ireland and America. Milwaukee Irish Fest has become one of the most important cultural bridges between Ireland and the United States. A bridge built on community, heritage, friendship, creativity, and a deep love of Ireland. Galway is very proud to be part of that story. Our sister-city relationship has also grown significantly in recent years. Here in Milwaukee, Mary Alice has been instrumental in developing and sustaining this partnership. And in Galway, Thomas Fisher, a proud Milwaukee native who is part of our delegation, has been a driving force in strengthening the Galway-Milwaukee relationship and ensuring that our cities continue to build meaningful cultural and community connections. Russell Stamper, who just got back from Abuja, Nigeria, is also here. And most of you know I'm originally from Nigeria, so it's really great to connect with you. Their dedication reminds us that sister-city relationships are ultimately not about institutions. They are about people, people like us, everyone here. I also want to acknowledge you, Mayor Johnson, for the leadership you have shown in making Milwaukee a welcoming, inviting, and outward-looking city. Your commitment to community engagement, inclusion, and bringing people together has helped shape a city that is confident, ambitious, and open to the world. There is much that cities like Galway can learn from Milwaukee, particularly around partnership, civic pride, community engagement, and the importance of maintaining strong international relationships. We are grateful for the support you've shown to Irish organizations and cultural partnerships here in Milwaukee. I also want to recognize former Alderman Murphy, whose long-standing support for Irish Fest and Irish cultural organizations has left a lasting legacy. We thank you sincerely for everything that you have done and will continue doing, because we know you're not leaving. To Today, we are also seeing the next generation continuing this relationship. The youth team from Galway Bohemians, they are here in Milwaukee this week, playing matches, meeting young people, and building friendships that would hopefully last long after the final whistle. That is what I love about these relationships. A child who comes here today may make a friend from Milwaukee who they will remember for the rest of their life. A young footballer may discover a new opportunity. A musician may find a new audience. A student may discover another culture. And a friendship between two cities can become a lifelong friendship between people. Galway City Council was delighted to support this trip because we believe that young people must be at the heart of the future of our international relationships. And we hope that Milwaukee teams will have the opportunity to come to Galway and experience our city, our culture, our sport, and of course, our famous Galway welcome. On a personal level, standing here today means a great deal to me. I was born outside Ireland, and I came to Ireland as a migrant. Galway became my home, and today I have the extraordinary honor and privilege of serving as mayor of Galway City. To stand here in Milwaukee, in this chamber, surrounded by people whose families and connections reach back to Ireland, is a powerful reminder of how far the Irish story has traveled. It also reminds me that belonging is something we all create together. Whether we are born in Galway, in Milwaukee, Lagos, Abuja, Dublin, or anywhere else in the world, our communities come stronger when people are given the opportunity to contribute, participate, and feel that they are part of something bigger than themselves. That is something Galway and Milwaukee share. We both understand the importance of community. We understand the importance of heritage. We understand the importance of welcoming people. And we understand the importance of passing something meaningful from one generation to the next. So, as mayor of Galway City, I want to say, Guru Mahagov. Thank you to everyone who has invested their time, energy, and heart in this relationship. Mila Buhas, to the organizers and volunteers of Irish Fest. Mila Buhas, to our sister city partners. And thank you to everyone who continues to keep this extraordinary connection between Milwaukee and Galway alive. Milwaukee and Galway have built something special. A partnership rooted in culture, strengthened by people, and carried forward by the next generation. And now, Mayor Johnson, while we have received such a wonderful welcome here, we must return the favor. I believe the best partnerships are built on reciprocity. Am I correct? We have our embassy staff here, our Consul General. So Mayor Johnson, and if Minister Kani permits me, on behalf of Galway City, I extend to you our Kid Miller culture. That's a 100,000 welcome. We'll be delighted to welcome you to Galway City. To our City Hall, to our communities, our culture, and our beautiful city on the west coast of Ireland. It's a place you need to experience. We look forward to welcoming you and the people of Milwaukee to Galway and to continuing to build this friendship for many generations to come. I will say a couple of focal. Asko Ahila Awaran Nadinyi. And this means it's in the shelter of one another that people live. May the friendship between Galway and Milwaukee continue to grow from strength to strength. Guru Mahagov. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Mayor, for those wonderful and beautiful remarks. And I also want to recognize her daughter is here also. She could stand up. There she is. Our next speaker is the Mayor of West Dallas. Mayor Dan Devine is currently serving his 5th term as mayor through 2028. And prior to serving as mayor, Dan was the Milwaukee County Supervisor here in the area. He received his bachelor's degree in political science from UW-Milwaukee, and he has been a strong advocate of pro-business initiatives in neighborhoods since his election. His son will be attending school at Galway this coming fall semester. It's my pleasure to introduce you to Mayor Dan Devine.
Well, good morning, everybody. Mayor Johnson, thanks for letting me crash your party. This is always such a special time and just such a special event, and I'm always just thrilled to be a part of it every year. And what I love about it is there's always some of the same, but there's always something new. And you meet people. There are a lot of return visitors. There are a lot of new visitors. There's new things at the festival, but yet you can go back and see the band that you've seen for a few years that you always love to see with your friends. You make memories. I want to thank Milwaukee this year for the changes they made to this event. They not only give the All-Ireland mayor a front row seat, but they also welcome the Sam McGuire section over in the corner here. So congratulations. 75 years. But yeah, so like former Alderman Murphy said, my son Liam is heading over to Galway. We did a trip over there a few years ago, and it was a city that he fell in love with. And we always encouraged travel with our family and seeing the world, and we were lucky enough to take some trips, but Galway stuck with him. And he applied, and he got in. And in 2 weeks, we're jumping on an Aer Lingus flight. So those of you that have seen me speak before, I always compliment Ireland's contribution to music and writing and theater. But today I just want to close with an American writer and a quote who you may know, you may not. Carole King and Jerry Goffin sang by Bobby V. The song was "Take Good Care of My Baby." So even though he's 6'2", he's my baby. So my ask to you, Ireland, is to continue to show him the welcome and the warmth and the friendliness that I've experienced just in the last 24 to 48 hours in talking with you. And I hope you all have a wonderful festival. I hope you have a great time in Milwaukee. I hope that if this is your first time here, you'll come back. And I hope if this is your 5th time here, you'll come back, because you are always welcome. We're very happy to see you, and we're very happy to have you here. Have a great fest.
Thank you, Mayor. Our next speaker represents a community just to the west of Milwaukee with strong ties to the Irish community. Wauwatosa is a hub of biotechnology, academic, and medical research. It also is home to some of the most beautiful homes in the area, making it an ideal place to raise a family. Mayor Dennis McBride was elected to the 2nd term in 2024 and has served as elected official since 2008. Dennis is a graduate of UW-Milwaukee with a degree in journalism, a master's degree in public administration from Princeton University, and a law degree from New York University. He spent 24 years working as a senior trial attorney for the U.S. Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, and recently has published a book. So are you selling that out here in the lobby? I'm not sure. So, but Dennis, please come on up, and love to hear your remarks.
Good morning, everyone. As mayor of the city of Wauwatosa and the descendant of Irish men and women on both sides of my family, it's an honor to welcome our Irish friends here today, especially my fellow mayors, and there are a lot of them, from across Ireland and Northern Ireland. Today, Milwaukee gets to be the home of 100,000 welcomes. Céad Míle Fáilte. Irish Fest has two homes. The festival occurs every August on Milwaukee's Lake Michigan shore, but is headquartered in Wauwatosa the rest of the year. As Wauwatosa's representative this past January, I had the pleasure of spending 11 days in Ireland, highlighted by a visit to Celtic Milwaukee's partner in South Dublin, Eris Cronin, and by daily attendance and nightly attendance at Dublin's astonishing Tradfest. This week, I'm delighted to reconnect with representatives from those venues and also to make many new friends, as I have already today in this room. It's a special honor to welcome Mayor Ogbu. Her online biography notes that she has the privilege of becoming the first person of migrant background to serve as mayor of Galway City. What a wonderful moment for her and for Galway. Ever since its founding, the United States of America has taken in millions of immigrants from every country on earth. When we have been wise and good, we have welcomed these immigrants and the energy they have brought to us. In return, immigrants from around the world have strengthened our country with patriotism, hard work, and the blessings of diverse cultures. But we have not always been wise enough to welcome our immigrants. We have paid the price of our ignorance. But we can be wise. What we do here today, and what all of Milwaukee's ethnic festivals do, is to welcome and build connections with all peoples. As I said in my remarks at Eris Cronin in January, at this time, America's relationship with European nations is uneasy. But this too shall pass. The people of America and Ireland have always had a close relationship. We have fought in each other's wars and have supported each other in countless other ways. Our family ties run deep. Our economic ties are substantial. As we will prove again this weekend, our relationship is unbreakable. On the verge of America's Civil War, Abraham Lincoln spoke words that echo our present difficulties. He said, "Though passion may have strained, it must not break our bonds of affection. The mystic cords of memory, stretching from every battlefield and patriot grave to every living heart and hearthstone all over this broad land, will yet swell the chorus of the Union, when again touched, as surely they will be, by the better angels of our nature. While our governments struggle with diplomacy, the better angels of our nature will forever be found in the deep affection and deep connections between the peoples of our great nation. As long as we maintain our diplomacy at the grassroots level through our family and economic ties and our common love for Irish music and culture, our bonds of affection will never be broken. Working together, we can continue to light the way to peace. Again, thank you for joining us in Milwaukee. You are a blessing to me and to the American.
Thank you, Dennis, and for very thoughtful remarks. In conclusion, I want to thank everyone who's been able to make it today. I specifically do want to recognize Keith and Joan Finnegan, who played such an instrumental role in creating the sister cities, but even prior to that, the spirit of Galway, that really has brought our two cities together and really bringing our country together. And I think what the minister and the mayor both spoke to is really about partnerships and community and connections. And I'm struck by the fact that my parents came to this country as immigrants in 1960 with two little boys and $50 in his pockets and really a hope and a dream for a better new life. And we were blessed to come to this great city of Milwaukee and have the opportunities that were given to us. And it's unfortunate that the current climate, it's not always viewed that way, and as the mayor, Dennis McBride, indicated. But it also shows you how small a world we truly live in. So the mayor is Nigerian born, is now the mayor of Galway. And my own daughter, who we adopted from China nearly 20 years ago, I'm just filling out her paperwork to begin her citizenship for Ireland. So, her name is Maggie Murphy, but she has no freckles. But it does show you how small a world it really is, and how an example of Ireland can play in terms of the peace it's developed with Northern Ireland, and as a bishop can attest to that. And I think we lose sight of that when we look at the daily news, and we should really celebrate the success of what Ireland has accomplished and what Wisconsin has accomplished. And on our 250th anniversary of our independence from England and the British Empire, we also should recognize how important the Irish have played a role in this country. It is estimated nearly 40 to 50% of the Continental Army under George Washington were of Irish ancestry. Irish have been involved in the development of this country from the very beginning, and I see that connection continue. So thank you all very much for being here this morning, and have a wonderful time this weekend. We made sure the weather would clear up and there's no more rain. So have a good weekend. Thank you very much.